Olivia Podmore was one of our most promising Olympic athletes, but her dream was shattered by bullying and intimidation at Cycling New Zealand. Those allegations were among the findings of a 2018 report into the organisation's culture, so 4 years ago. Olivia wrote about it right before she died from suicide last August. Today, the findings of another inquiry following her death will be released. Her mother, Ninka, and partner Chris Middleton have been digesting the latest report over the weekend and join me now from Christchurch. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hi there. I just want to say from the outset, thank you both very much for sharing your story and speaking with us on what is, I mean, I'm sure every day is a difficult day, but especially today when this report is going to be made public this afternoon. So I thank you very much for being with us. Now, the report is going to look in general terms at culture at Cycling New Zealand and in high performance, rather than what Olivia went through directly. Do you get the sense, though, that it has fully covered the issues that your daughter was dealing with?
Yeah, it's certainly gone through here quite a few of the aspects that Livy's been through while she's been up in Cambridge and under the program.
And one of those issues...
In very loose detail.
In very loose detail, right. Do you feel that it should have been more thorough?
Yes, we do. The terms of reference were clear, but that doesn't mean that there shouldn't have been a lot more detail about Olivia. The first review was because of Olivia and what happened in Bordeaux and Rio. So this one really is a follow-up to that, so we might as well be honest about it.
Mm. So let's talk about that incident that you've referred to around 2016, which is at 17, she's gone to pursue her dream, and she finds herself in a situation where she's forced to lie about a coach and another athlete, and cover-ups around her led to Olivia bearing a brunt of speculation around that too. How much do you think that affected her or had an impact on her?
I think it's had a huge impact on her, basically just because that whole incident was never managed well. I feel like that sort of behaviour, the drinking and some of the other cultures within Bike NZ have not only been encouraged, they've been condoned and then also rewarded after that. So that's had huge impact on Olivia, obviously.
And then there was the inquiry in 2018. Does this report that's out today suggest that anything was learned from that inquiry?
It suggests that there's some very good box tickers. And, we heard early on that from the board, from the CEO, what a diligent job they'd made of doing everything that was suggested in the Heron review, the first one. But the second review suggests that it was just an exercise. It wasn't carried through. It didn't come down through the Cycling New Zealand. It just was an exercise.
So this, as I said earlier, is looking at kind of the general terms of what was going on at Cycling New Zealand and high performance. Given that Olivia is the person that it seems to have impacted the most, do you feel that her specific circumstance has been ignored?
You want to say that one? It has been ignored. Yeah. It's complex because the coroner is, in theory, dealing with everything related to Olivia. So Cycling New Zealand have said they're not allowed to address these issues. The coroner is handling it. We consider that it's a year away potentially before we hear anything. Well, that could be 2 years after Olivia passed. That doesn't seem good enough or fair.
Do you feel that you are owed an apology?
Yeah, a more sincere apology in person would have been a bit more acceptable rather than just an email letter of condolence.
So that's all you've had so far?
Now when you see the findings.
All you've had so far is an email with condolences?
Yeah. Raylene Castle from High Performance Sport has reached out and met with us. We met Phil Holden, but there's been no formal apology about Olivia dying or anything like that.
Wow. Okay. I get the sense that you feel angry about this report. Is that a fair summary?
Yeah. Just angry that it wasn't addressed or taken seriously in 2018, and I believe that's why we're here now today, and we shouldn't be.
Chris, you have said that Olivia mentioned, do not let this moment be wasted. What needs to happen to make you feel like it hasn't?
I think when you read about Jessie Smith, about Amy Fisher, you can see the moment has been ignored up till now. You know, it's ongoing, and we know that they're not the only other two that have, you know, in similar circumstances, and it's dreadful to hear. You need to really take on board and embrace what has been recommended twice. It's almost like a business plan, how to run your business. It's, you know, it was 2018 this was put forward. It's been put forward again. You need the right people running the ship.
So are there any avenues you can take now? I mean, they're going to say, well, we've done the review. There's a whole lot of recommendations. We'll carry them out. But is there anything you can do now to feel that your concerns have been addressed?
Nothing from Aaron, is there?
We've still got the medical review in a month or so's time, and that's going to be, it's only about Olivia, so that's what we're waiting for. After that, we'll review everything and look at what's going on, and is there more we can do? For the time being, it's get this review out in the public domain, and let's hear how New Zealand finds it.
Hey, it's Ryan here. We know a lot about Olivia, the athlete, and we've obviously followed her journey. But I want to know from you guys, what was Olivia like as a daughter? What was she like as a young woman?
Just always so much fun, laughing her head off at everything. Really capable, but, you know, at the end of the day, she just loved cycling and just wanted to be the best.
Olivia Podmore.
And I just feel like, she just hasn't had that opportunity.
Olivia Podmore's mum and her partner, Ninka and Chris Middleton. Sorry, Chris, I think you were going to say something.
All I was going to add to that is everybody who ever met Olivia, you know, from our friends and network, everybody liked Olivia, and Olivia liked them. She had real interest in people and had a way about her that was memorable.
Ninka and Chris Middleton, as I say again, I want to thank you very much for sharing your story today. Incredibly difficult time I can see for you, and we appreciate your time on AM this morning.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.